Hello and welcome to what turned out to be a rather special game. I'm playing in a division with the Studio Cop, and I apologize for the pronunciation, but it is what it is. I am in the Republic and he's a Sao, and the game is standard battle on Tears of the Desert. I'm gonna fast forward a bit, but meanwhile we spawn in the north side, towards the very far east of the map, with three other ships, Z-46, Seattle, and Yamato. We will stay on this side while our remaining teammates will go to the west and deal with any ships there. I get detected and briefly spot the Montana, and we start firing. We see already that the majority of the enemy team will be going to this side. So basically we will have to spend most of the game kiting away and doing damage and try to delay them as much as possible. Since the majority of the enemy team will go on this side, that means that they only have a few ships on the west side. So our team there should be able to do fairly well on that side, and they do get the Yamato killed early on. However, our destroyer, the Z-46 that was on our side, gets detonated. That of course means that we have no longer anything that can help us spot. We know that there is a gearing here, and we will not be able to shoot at it. And as long as he doesn't stay behind, he will be able to spot us even when we are not firing. So this basically cements the situation that we will be running away and taking pot shots at anything that we can. Our Seattle is starting to leave our side and going to the east side instead, which is another issue since when the destroyer eventually enters our base, we will have no way of actually detect it, since the Seattle will be too far away to radar. My aim in this game is not really that good, but the Republic is, well, it's a strange ship, so if you do hit, you can still get some good damage, but there are several salvos that I do miss. Our Yamato dies, unfortunately, and since the Seattle is running away, it's me and Studikov that will try to delay the enemy team. On the east side, or the west side, it's going better for our team. They are able to push and go towards the cap. But me and Studikov have no support, so we are running and doing damage. Basically just waiting for the destroyer to enter the cap, which he does here. Studikov is trying to ping the Seattle, but he has no desire to actually go back towards our base, which means that the destroyer can cap without any kind of risk to himself. Studikov is already calling that this will be a loss, and we're basically saying to each other in voice chat that there's nothing we can do here. All we can do is try to shoot at the other ships at entrance cap and delay as much as possible, but we really have no way to stop them, since we will not be able to shoot at destroyer, which will eventually cap us out. We have two friendly battleships that have started to return from the west side and will help us in dealing with all the other ships, but they will face the same issue as we have been facing. The destroyer will sit in cap and the points will start ticking up for him. The rest we will be able to keep resetting, but we are just biding our time and trying to get the damage before the game ends.
Enemy cruiser foundered. Engine boost deactivated.
Studikops is not too happy with our team, which is perfectly understandable. As we see, they are very, very close to actually capping us down. Our team has, however, managed to enter the enemy cap, but until right now they have not been able to start actually gaining any points, since there was a destroyer inside. But the enemy team has been very close a few times, and they keep getting closer and closer to capping us out. So we do not think that we will be able to make this into a win. Studikov dies, unfortunately, and I eat rather unnecessary torp. At this point we have nothing to lose, so I start moving forward to go into the cap, try to block it, and as soon as my speed boost is ready, I will activate it and try to go straight into the cap. We're trying to deal with the first crew first, and our Montana kills it, and I shift my focus on the second crew first. The points are ticking very rapidly now, and we will lose basically any second. On the enemy side, we see that the enemy team is requesting their destroyer to reset, since we have started to get some points there at least. The game is about to end here. But I am rushing towards the cap, and probably with less than one tick away, I managed to enter the cap and block it. I eat a torque from the gearing, but luckily there is no flooding, and I focus on the core first to try and kill it, so that I can then try to get a location on the destroyer and hopefully hit it and reset the cap, because that is the only thing that will bring us closer to a victory. As long as our team can cap and we can either block or reset, we can actually win. But hitting the curves is not resetting, because the gearing has enough points to keep it at current level. I get set on fire and repair it, because I don't really have that much HP left. And the gearing is usually made from smoke, so I start turning my guns at it while my secondaries finish off the crew first. And I do see where the gearing is, and with my very, very last cell shot, I fire blind into the smoke where I think he is more or less. I get set on fire, but I do hit him and reset him. I of course die, but it doesn't matter because since we got the reset and our team is still capping enemy base, we are actually winning. So from basically a clear loss from the start, we somehow managed to actually bring this back to a win, and a very satisfying win at that. As for the results, I do 214,500 damage, which is pretty okay considering my aim was quite off in this game. Only 3 resets, but I got the last one on the destroyer, which enabled us to actually win the game. So that one reset was extremely important. Both me and Studikop managed to break 2k base XP. I believe that he did about 1000 more damage than I did, and he also set 21 fires, which is pretty good even in a SAO. Detail report noticeable here is that I tank almost 3.3 million damage. Studicorp tank just over 3 million. So between us, we tank something like 6.3 million damage. And considering most of the team was shooting at us the entire game, that's really not surprising. But we managed to survive long enough to delay them and eventually deny them the cap, while our west flank was able to get their cap instead. Nothing special with credits and XP since I don't have that many flags on, and don't really need that much of it anyway. But all in all, very satisfying win, and a good way to end the game the day on.